Hello YouTube, Damo_23 here, and welcome back to another episode on the YouTube channel. In today's video, we have the start of the Premier League season where we play Bournemouth, but at the Swansea.com stadium. I'm untoo sure as to why we are there at the Swansea.com stadium. There we go. I'm guessing we're playing there because the board is building the stadium. I'm guessing. Expanding the ground's in progress and done in 9 months. And apparently we can't play at home for 9 months. So there you go. Right, that's news to me, you, and everybody. I just picked up on that. So we're at the Swansea.com stadium, Swansea's home ground, and we have the opening day of the season here against Bournemouth. We've also made a lot of transfers. We've got money in at the football club right now as well. We've spent a fair bit of money, and we've still got some money that we could spend as well. We've obviously got the prediction, and our start of the season actually looks pretty bleak. Without that being all said and done, I need to just say this. You know, the support's been great, so give it a like, subscribe to the YouTube channel. A lot of the people that watch the videos aren't subscribed, so please press the subscription button. It's free to do so. It helps promote the channel and the content, so go click that red button as well. With that all being said, I'm going to get straight into the season preview. You might see a couple of names on our predicted 11 that you're not used to. We're not predicted to finish bottom. We are predicted to finish second bottom because Swansea, who have come up, are predicted to finish at 1,001 to 1 to win the league, like myself. What that means is the other promoted teams are Burnley and Norwich, and I have picked a player from Norwich that has hurt their chances of probably staying in the league. You also see Fulham, Leicester, Everton, all teams that we did fight with last season and had some success, but a lot more pain against as well. And what that means is that I do think that with the squad we've built, we look very good. The team, of course, we are going to be lining up in a 4-2-3-1. There is a couple of names on that list, left wing, striker, the centre back that you guys aren't aware of. We have gone and not spent too much money, but we've done shrewd business, good business, and I really think we've enhanced the squad and the first 11 very, very, very well. And with that being said, we're going to get straight into that too. I am going to touch on Origa though. He has now finally been capped and has gone away and played some games for Japan, and the game has recognised this and said that he is a very good footballer at 4-star. What it means now as well, if I click on a 3-star player, so let's go to Lo Celso, for instance, who's 3-star, he's a decent Premier League player. So anyone that's 3-star or better is now deemed a decent Premier League footballer. When we were here last year, anyone that was 3-star was a good championship player to a leading championship player. Anyone that was 3.5-star was a decent Premier League player. Even 4-star players were known as decent Premier League players. So what that means, if you look at that starting 11, outside of right back, and it's mainly because Ashby's playing in a role that he's not 100% comfortable in, though I think he's a complete forward every day, we've got a squad that the assistant thinks is a decent Premier League squad or better. And with that being said, before I go through any signings or how the team looks or anything like that, to me, that means we've got a good enough team right now without me making any more transfers to stay in the Premier League, and I think we will this season too. Financially, we had some money come into the football club, got up to 58 million, down to 27 mil, still got 35 mil to spend, and still got about 30 odd K in there as well, but I do have a transfer potentially coming in as well. With that being said, I do expect to make some money here this season too. I know that this was a question I got in my stream, so I'm just going to show you guys now. In terms of stats, team detailed, and total salary per year, if I go and get rid of my webcam quickly, as you can see, we're second on bottom. Last year, I was spending 33 or 37 million and was second from bottom with one of the teams that got relegated. Can't remember who. As you can see, we're second from bottom again at 47. Compare that to Leicester, who came up with us last year. 111 mil is what they're spending. Burnley have come up and already spending more, and so are Norwich too. And for me to get in and catch these guys in the spending, you're going to have to get better reputation, and the board's reputation, our reputation, is still a 3-star national reputation, but if we get that up, it will be okay. I'm going to touch on the fixtures in pre-season. Pre-season went swimmingly well. We committed to the 4-2-3-1, of course. We beat some USA clubs, as you can see there. We also played a Dutch club that I can never pronounce their name, Herenveen. I'm not going to have a stroke on stream. And then Borussia Mönchengladbach there, we beat, who are a Bundesliga club, lined up pretty full strength as well. Last two years ago, they finished 6th, and they finished 9th. So they're an established Bundesliga club, and we went out there and we beat them. Now, I've got some decent players in there as well. And we beat them 3-1 at the racecourse, or maybe it was at the Swansea Stadium now that I come to think of it, and I didn't realise it was. So that's all okay. Now, that means if you look at the start of the season, it is going to be a deplorable one. We got Bournemouth on the opening day and a 6-pointer because then we go away to Stamford Bridge. We go and play Liverpool at home, who we did draw 2-0 at home last year, but I highly doubt that's going to happen. We then go away to Spurs, who, is always a bit difficult. We did draw away there, and then we got Man United, who slapped us both home and away last year. So I'm telling you guys right now, inside the first 5 games of the season, there's a potential to get 3 points against Bournemouth. And if we don't, we're likely going to be 0-0-5 for a negative goal difference and no points, and it's going to be hard to survive from that sort of start. With that being said, though, if you go towards the end of the season, April, before we play Arsenal and Man City in the final 2 games of the season, is a very good month to have in a relegation run home. And that's Burnley, Norwich, Swansea, Fulham and Everton. Those are all winnable games. And like last season, if you remember to how we survived, and if you haven't gone and checked it out, go watch. We in February, March and the start of April, we went on this little run, and that was enough for us, plus 2 draws against Chelsea and Bournemouth at the end, to survive by 6 points last year. So with that run home, we should be able to survive. I also think because my team's been a little bit better this year that we're going to survive because we've got some better players in at the football club. Let's go through the list right now. Now, I'm going to go through outs as well because there has been some outs here. And I'm just going to go out then straight away and say Tyler Owen, one of our kids that came through our youth intake, still think is going to be incredible. His potential's taken a slight dive because we've got better players in at the football club. Probably means that when you look at Josh Herman, when we eventually get the Josh and go to General and go to here, he still gets 5-star potential. It probably means that Josh is not just predicted to be a good Premier League player, he's predicted to be a leading Premier League player. This kid is the bee's knees. Tyler's probably at a decent Premier League level at best, which is still great from our intake considering we're Wrexham, right? I've loaned him out there to Cheltenham where he just scored a brace in his last league game. For me, he needs to play first-team football at 18 years of age in order to improve the physicals at a rapid rate. And if you can improve the physicals at a rapid rate, get some mental growth as well from playing first-team football, the 17 finishing is enough for me to use him long-term in this save. And that's the plan. Get him developing, get him into a spot where I can use him off the bench and Josh Herman is up front. And that kind of explains why we've gone after the strike we've gone after. There's another loan in there too, but let's go to the player that we brought in. Our first big player, the player that we brought in and we took from Norwich was Waylon Reneke, and he's your new starting centre-back on the left-hand side. A man that's 6 foot, so we don't have the tallest centre-backs. I am a guy that either A, goes for centre-backs that are 6'6" and are big brutes, or B, I go for guys that are centre-backs that are, I'm super-duper quick and nippy and I can sweep up. And Waylon Reneke and Origa are 2 guys that can sweep up if we get caught in trouble. He's got 15 headering, 15 marking, with 14 tackling, 15 determination, and 16 composure. So he's naturally composed on the ball. A very good ball-playing defender for this level with 13 passing and vision with decent first touch as well. More importantly, though, look at the physicals. 15 acceleration, 15 jumping reach, 15 stamina, and 17 pace. So once he's up the speed, he's catching basically any striker in the league. And, well, that is the sort of guy that I like to play a 4-2-3-1 around. And when we are playing in the more possession-based system, which I don't think suits us, but I'll touch on that last before we get into the game, Waylon Reneke looks absolutely class. And he has got Premier League, good to leading potential as well. And I really do think that this guy will eventually become very, very good. And he's left-footed, play another guy on the right. That's pretty good. We go into this season here. Everyone knew that Josh was leaving for 9.5 million, so Josh is gone. It kind of went on a free. Amari Benjamin, people might be surprised I loaned him out. I just think for his development, a loan to Blackburn, who are going to fight for promotion in the championship, is huge. For him, that can help him grow his physicals. He's mentally already good enough to play in the Prem. Has the potential where he needs to play in order to hit 3.5 star. And if he does, he'll be very usable off the bench as well. And that's my plan for the Welsh International. If not, loan him out, hopefully develops, and we can sell him for a little bit of profit as well. Lyons Foster is gone to QPR. We'll be moving there permanently long term. It's going to cost us 4.7 mil in total, will cost them. I'm happy with that. And in the same vein of form, Ryan Ashke's gone on loan yet again because he needs to play to get the physicals up. And Alan Wood did not develop enough last year, and in 20 games didn't look at the level. So what I've decided to do, he's still got some decent potential, and in order for him to hit it, he needs to play first-team football. So we've loaned him out to the Championship and Coventry. That means we get to talk about the ins, right? And there's a name that you know, there's a name that you might know, and there's a name that you don't know. And we're going to go just in order, because why not? Orsic, who you would have saw on the Media Dream 11 predictions to start, is your new backup left winger. And I cannot understand how the game thinks he's only 2.5 star and a good championship player. This guy's still got 17 finishing with 18 long shots with 15 penalty taking. Can still whip a dead ball at 16 corners. Still got 16 off the ball. Very well-rounded mentals and still pretty good physicals with 15 pace being part of him with 16 natural fitness. He only wanted to be an impact sub for 38k a week. This allows Pavlovic, who I think is going to be one of our most important players this year, to still play and start. We signed last year, the 19-year-old Serbian, but have a Croatian coming off the bench. No bit of a dynamic there. In games to go and do the job. Have plenty of experience that the team can lean on and really tutor a few of these younger kids in the attack. As you can see, he's had a pretty great career of Dynamo, Southampton, Trabzon, where he played all right, went to Fiorentina in the Serie A, and they loaned him out to Turkey for the back end of their season where he played 5 games and got 3 goals. I just think he's going to be very good on the bench as a very tricky player. Nikolaj Kristovic. People may know Nikolaj. He's a Montenegrin international who also, I believe, is either Serbian or Croatian by memory in terms of nationalities. Serbian, there we go. Very well-rounded. This is a step above Paul Mullen, right? Paul Mullen met his match in the level last year. Paul did okay. I'm not planning on selling him. His actual contract's up at the end of the year, and I'm going to let him have the decision of stay, leave, or retire. And whatever you choose, I'm not going to force him out the club. You can see right there that Nikolaj is just so much better and so much more well-rounded. If you have a look at Nikolaj's stats, though, complete forward on attack suits him. And when you've got a bit of a bigger boy like this and you play a bit more direct, I'm going to play complete forward myself. 15 finishing, very good dribbling, very well-rounded mentals, and very good physicals to bring others into games. Tries killer balls often, attempts some overhead kicks. Hopefully we see one this season. We got him on a friend. He's worth 91 to 115 million, so we could sell him. Have a look at the career he's had. You know, it's a bit of a journeyman career, but have a look what he's done on FM. 18 goals. Went to Salento, which I believe is Lecce, in Serie A. For 4.5 mil, scored 16 in the season to keep him up. Scored 30 in another season, scored 18 to keep him up. And then last year had his worst year to date with only 7 goals and 33, and they got relegated, and he decided to let his contract go. That means that this guy has a proven track record for a Lecce club that fights relegation most years in the Serie A of scoring goals with less quality around him. We've got more quality than what Lecce do, so I've got the prediction that this guy's going to score goals if we give him the right service. Lucky last, it's one to get excited about. It's Arthur. We found him on stream last night. Inside forward that has got model citizen as a personality, which is great for development. It's like being driven. Another Brazilian that got a work permit, like Saravolo. 17 dribbling, 15 finishing, 17 first touch, 15 passing, 15 technique, 16 flair, 15 determination, 16 agility, 16 balance at the age of 18. He's also got fairly well-rounded physicals where all those 13s are going to probably get 15 plus. You also think the off-the-ball will get there too. His free kick and headering's pretty good, even though he's 5'4". So what I think's going to happen is that this guy is going to develop into one of the best little left wingers in world football and be very exciting to watch in the match engine. Being driven as well, I actually expect the mentals to get up. There's only one big problem with him, is that he could have a real problem with injuries, which I hated. But for his release feet, it was just too good to pass up. And that has been proven, as in pre-season, he got a bruised ankle and was out for 2 days, then a twisted knee and a twisted knee for 5 to 7 days. So he's had a bit of an indifferent pre-season with injuries. Kozia Dewberry, people know, who play on the right-hand side as well, is also injury-prone, but we've managed him pretty well. We've also got Arthur, we'll manage him too. That's the team, and those are the players we brought in. Let me know what you think. Cunnington, I'm planning on loaning out now, and that's the main reason we're doing that, is Giancarlos Oliveira, who got a release fee in here for like 38 million, and has been on my radar for a while. PSC's Wall got relegated. We can now pick him up for about like 4 mil, 5 mil total. He's got very well-rounded mentals and pretty good physical, 6'3", and he's got 15 passing as a centre-back. I'm going to bring him in and use him as a development player. With him coming in, I can loan Cunnington out, who needs to play in order to hit his potential and has still got 5-star. So we've got through all of that. I know that's a lot of talking. That's 14 minutes of jib and jab, but needed to be said because guess what? It's the start of a new season. Terms of the team and the bench, there it is as followed. Your bench is got the goalkeeper on it because goalkeeper injuries are a thing, and Shannon is on the bench. You also got Noah Hay, Konsa. I think if Audrey is going to hit his potential, he needs to develop this season or he's not going to get anywhere near it. Arthur, who's not 100% fit, but he's still on the bench anyway. Saravolos have been injured this preseason, but my prediction for him is that he'll be ousting the Celso by the end of this time. Orsic and Mullen, so a pretty experienced bench because you got Coventry on there as well, and Constance had quite a few years as well. It also means that Nat Phillips doesn't make the team at the moment and could be a sellable asset. But the team to start on the opening day in our second season in the Premier League, and the team that is entrusted with keeping us in the Prem But more importantly for me, target maybe a 13th or 12th place finish. Is Arthur in goal, who I have no intention of selling at any point because he's one of our best players. Ashby, Ariga, Reneke, and Udogi, who hasn't really developed but started to hit his potential, which is good. I think Issouf Koulibaly has got to be mentioned here as well. I just think that this kid, if he keeps developing, is going to be one of the best midfielders in the world. He is fantastic. Mariba on the other side of him has been now a natural deeper line playmaker, which is good to see as well. Dewberry's still been developing and still has that potential. You know, he's a decent player, could improve slightly. This is where I've signed Arthur for. Dewberry can play the next few years and then Arthur will overtake him, and Dewberry will probably be happy to play in the more squad player role. Lo Celso is going to get one more year out of me before we look to sell him next season, or maybe halfway through this season. Starting to get a little bit slower, but still can cut it at this level for now, and it allows Cerevolo more time to grow. And obviously, I think Pavlovic is the most important player in the team at the moment. Have a look at his well-roundedness. Have a look at his physicality. He's only going to get better and better and better and better and better. And with Orsic on the bench, we can allow him just to go and run ragged. We probably need to look the time down to a new deal because he's starting to get a little bit... his value's starting to get up towards his release fee. And lucky last, Nikolai, if he gets the option, will probably be very good to feed some chances to. Now let's get into this game here against a big Bournemouth side who, by the way, finished top half last year and nearly got into Europe. And they've signed a new striker in Hard from Fulham who looks this good. And I think they're going to just be pretty happy with that. Outside of that, that's the rest of the team there as well. We'll see that as we load into the game here. It's important. It's nice to start well. We're at the Swansea Stadium, which I don't like, but obviously the racecourse is being rebuilt, and that's not a bad thing for us as well. Let me know on stream the score prediction. Links down below. Like and subscribe to the YouTube channel and follow me on Twitch. Teore's still there. Clivett's still there as well. Lee Kag-in is out on the right-hand side. That's a pretty good pickup for them too. I believe that was Lee Kag-in. Maybe I was mistaken. I saw Lee, and it's usually Lee Kag-in. I believe, yeah, it is. He's a very good player. Danilo's there too. They've still got the Ukrainian centre-back is pretty good, and Chanrique's good too. Kelly heads, but straight at Arthur. A chance inside the first 7 minutes has gone the way of Bournemouth, but it's going to be 0-0. And now we look to play out from the back. Now, the balanced system seems to suit us more because it's a bit more direct. I do think the positive 4-2-3-1 will eventually be where we end up, but every time I've played that in pre-season, we actually look like conceding. Anyway, Kristovic is in there, doesn't win it. Cozier Dewberry beats his man eventually. Ball in towards Pavlovic, is a big boy, doesn't win it. Udogi heads to Lo Celso. Oh, what a ball. How have you missed? Lo Celso's ball was the ball of dreams, and Dewberry's hit the post from point-blank range, and it really should have been 1-0. Wow. What a ball from Lo Celso, though, and that's why he plays in the system. 57% possession here, but allowing Bournemouth chances. And Lee Kag-in with a chance, with a throw-in down his side. Max Aarons now, ball towards Tyler Adams. And Lee Kag-in chips one towards Hard, and we're 1-0 down. Crosley Hard, their new signing from Fulham, has scored. I didn't want to go for a young striker because Kristovic, by the way, he's 27 now. Couple more years, and allows Herman to get to where he's about 20. He'd be 30, 31. We can then sell him and then look to play Herman as a full-choice striker. And that's probably the plan. But we're 1-0 down here against Bournemouth in a game that I feel like we have to win considering the fixtures we got coming up. Danilo now going on a run. Teore, that's too easy. Clivett, we're 2-0 down. Well, this is not how it should be. And this is not how it should start. But we have just been lit up by Bournemouth. Ashby's not done the job, and if I was to say anything in terms of signings, if there is one more signing coming in, it's at right back for Ashby. But, yeah, that's not a good start at all. Corner now from Mariba. We kind of need a goal back and right now. Backstick ball. Waylon Reneke on his debut scores a goal to get us back into the game straight away. Mariba with the assist. Waylon Reneke with the goal. And, look, 3 goals in 5 minutes of football. It's exciting, but it's not exactly what the system's for, and there's a highlight from kickoff. So I feel like we're just going to have one of these crazy years, are we? Danilo now, Max Aarons goes on a run. He hits one that's going to be wide. Right, let's get into half-time here, please, boys. Let's get into half-time. And reset. This is a game that I feel like we have to win. Bournemouth are just playing really well. And to be fair, they've got a great squad. They've got a better team out there than what I have, that's for sure. Half-time approaches has been okay, but not great. I'm going to tell them that we need to do a bit better. Going to give them 5 more minutes in this system, and then I'm going to switch into the positive base 4-2-3-1, which if you guys remember on stream, Aston Villa, who did we come back against and we won against? One of the big teams as well last year. But yeah, if this is a goal, though, this is going to make this a very uphill challenge. Our own set piece is now turned with Traore going down the other end. That's a decent ball towards Hard. Mariba mistake. Arthur's bailed us out. I'm going to move this into the possession base 4-2-3-1, which, is just more positive, more in your face, and the press is like super duper heavy. The roles kind of stay the same. Let's confirm that. Move into the possession base and get it to the 70th minute before we start to look to make some more changes. Not really been our day, but a free kick here. Lo Celso on it. He's got a decent free kick, but they're probably a bit far out to score. Celso whips it. A bit far out to score, I said. Lo Celso over the wall, inside of the post and in, and he gets us back to level pegging, and it's 2-2. What a free kick from Lo Celso. That might just be our goal of the year, and it was match day 1. What a strike. What a finish. Lo Celso's just gone bang. And, well, approaching the 70th minute mark. We're about to make some changes here. I'm going to continue on just for a touch. 75th minute, we're going to make some changes. All right, Pavlovic is going to come off for Orsic. Orsic much prefers to be an inside forward on support, so we are going to go to that. There we go. And I am going to get Dewberry into an inverted wing on the other side, just so we don't have the same role. Saravolo is going to come in, but it's actually going to be for Koulibaly. And I'm going to move Celso back a line, move these two around. Mariba is actually going to go in there as a little bit more of a ball-winning midfielder on support and try and step up and win that ball a bit higher. Mullen's also going to come in here for Nikolai, who's not had the service as an advanced forward. And I think I'm going to get Noah Hay in for Ashby, who's not having a good game as well. And we're going to leave one change up our sleeve, the time waste with late doors, if we need it. That's what we've gone to. Is there going to be a moment here late doors for us to win? Or is it going to be a goal for Bournemouth to switch in the 4-4-2? 88 minutes played. I'm not going to give a debut there to Arthur. I don't think I'm going to do that. I think what we are going to do is we are going to get off Mariba and move Connor Coventry in light for light. Just more of a corner. Please tell me we get to see the corner. It's not just because I made a change, right? Come on. Whip that ball in with a header and we win this one late. Don't tease me like this is going to cut away. Oh, game. Be a highlight game. Do it. Do it. Corner, Orsic. Kozia Dewberry, Saravolo, Orsic, back stick, Mullen of all people. Doesn't fall to him. Wayler Aneke's quick. Can he whip a ball across the box? Gets in there, chips it straight into Katko's hands, and there's a minute on the clock, and Bournemouth have the ball. He goes long. Do we win? We do. Arriga's just marshalled everyone out of his way, and that is beautiful. Orsic on his debut. Ball in. Mullen. Oh, Katko, what a save. It was beautiful. It was a moment, and Mullins headed it at the keeper. To be fair, it wasn't straight at him. It was a good save from Katko and good hands too. We were 2-0 down on the opening day. We got back to get a point here against Bournemouth. We did not lose, and that's important. I will say, however, it wasn't the greatest game in the world, and to be fair, if you're Bournemouth, you're looking at those stats, and you're probably thinking we probably slightly edged the game, and that's probably a fair assumption from their kind of understanding. Am I happy with that on the opening day? Look. They're a team that I'm pretty sure finished in and around the European spot. So, yeah. But I think that really shows you that, let's just go make sure, Bournemouth finished 11th. Maybe they didn't. They felt like they were around there for a long while last year. I don't know. I feel like that's an opportunity wasted. And especially with us having Chelsea, Liverpool, Spurs and United in our next 4, that's a game that we have to win to at least have some momentum moving forward. I will say, though, as long as we sort of pick up a point out of one of those games or we luck out against Spurs and win again against Spurs, then it's an okay point. I think, though, as much as I would like to think that we're going to finish in 13th, 12th or 11th, I know it's early on in the season, knowing that we're going to have a tough start, maybe we should just be settling yet again to make sure we survive this season. With that being said, thank you for checking out this episode. Give it a like. Do subscribe to the YouTube channel. Let me know in the comment section where you think I am going to finish. And until next time, thank you and goodbye.